And as always, we are brought to you by MarketMoversApp.com by Sports Card Investor. We really, really want you to go to MarketMoversApp.com, use the promo code NOOFFSEASON, all lowercase, and save 20% on the best place. Yep, better than those other places talked about by those other shows about sports cards. The best place to track the data of your entire collection, learn who to buy low and when to sell them high. And of course, we really want you to check out our new brand spanking shiny new sports card investment report by going to nooffseason.com/invest. You can check out our write-ups on the top 50 best sports card investments. Get all the context around the data. So you get the context and the predictions from us at nooffseason.com/invest. Then you marry that together with the data at Market Movers app using the promo code NOOFFSEASON, all lowercase, and you've got yourself the best combination to become a sports card investor, a successful, money-making sports card investor. All right, now let's go to the Facebook group for some Q&A from my guy, Sam Cox. Sam, thanks for hanging in there in this question. I know you were going to a card show a couple weeks ago, and I'm just now getting to your question. Looking for inventory for a show that you're setting up for in February. Any thoughts on anything specific you think I should be looking for? Baseball, football, and basketball 70s to current is what you're into. Yeah, I think that, I'll give a couple different answers. First of all, I think in general, you should be looking for some soccer cards. And if you can find value boxes with soccer cards in them, or if you can find already slabbed soccer cards, I'm going to take you to my sports card investment report. And there's a few guys. Vinicius Jr., Vini Jr. is tied for number 3 on our sports card investment report. He has some rated rookies from 2018. And if you can get his slabs for under $75, I think that's a great deal. He is going to be a star in the next several years of either La Liga or, he plays for Real Madrid right now. And so he's likely going to be in La Liga, but if he's not in La Liga, he's probably going to be in the Premier League for the rest of his career, and is a candidate for the Ballon d'Or, which is the award for the best player in the world in soccer. So I really like Vinicius Jr. Another guy, Yunus Musa, he's on the U.S. men's national team. He's number 11 on our sports card investment report. So from a soccer standpoint, I'd look for some Yunus Musa cards. There's really not a whole lot of hype around those two guys right now. And then another guy, Pedri. Pedri just won an award called the Golden Boy. It's an Italian award, but he plays on the Spanish national team. And he's going to be hopefully a star for the Spanish World Cup team coming up next year, and he also plays midfield for FC Barcelona. So those 3 guys specifically on the soccer front, I would be looking to buy their cards, hopefully low right now at a show. So if I were going to a show, I'd be looking for those 3 guys. Another thing about Vinicius Jr., Sam, is that he is on the Brazilian national team, and they are actually favored to win the 2022 World Cup. A couple other guys on the sports card investment report, basketball-wise. I think if you're looking to buy now and potentially sell at a show in February, I'd be looking to get Darius Garland PSA 10 rookies. I love Darius Garland. I've already been right about him. I've already bought a few of his cards last month, and they've already risen in value due to his good play. And then another guy, Gary Trent Jr., his slabs are super cheap right now. I'd be looking at his PSA 10 rookie cards. RPAs, I really like RPAs, and so if you can find RPAs or rookie cards in the value boxes, I like guys like Jamal Murray. He's actually going to be coming back potentially in February. I like guys like Ronald Acuna Jr. There's actually not a lot of his autographs. Kyle Trask is a guy that's interesting to me. Kyle Trask RPAs would be interesting if you can get them for say under $50. Even upwards of 75, $80. I think they're good deals. All the guys in the sports card investment report I would be looking to buy right now, but Donovan Mitchell slabs. Now would be a great time to buy some Donovan Mitchell slabs. I think they could definitely rise in February as the NBA season heats up after the Super Bowl. Trae Young slabs are super cheap right now. Ja Morant slabs are super cheap. When I say slabs, I mean PSA 10s specifically. Um, those, based on your timing, I think those are some guys. Actually, I think Kawhi Leonard at a show. There's not a. I haven't seen a whole lot of his stuff on sale on eBay. That really makes me want to buy it. But I think if I could get a deal on maybe a Kawhi Leonard auto at a show, that would be interesting. I really like Kenyon Martin Jr. I may be super wrong on him, but he's a guy that I really, really like. And so if I were going to a show, I'd be looking for maybe some cheap Kenyon Martin Jr. autos, like super, super cheap, like, less than $10 for some Kenyon Martin Jr. autos. I would go after them. And then it'd be interesting to see what happens with Ben Roethlisberger after the season. Mason Rudolph is a guy that I think could generate some hype. And in a position battle for quarterback in Pittsburgh, that would be a huge opportunity. And if he can generate some hype, I think that could play out to where if you can buy some Mason Rudolph cards where there's zero hype around him, maybe there's some Mason Rudolph RPAs at the show, different things like that. So these are some obscure guys mixed in with some more well-known guys. Everyone at nooffseason.com/invest I really like. But some of the guys I've called out in this answer, I would go after at the show. I mean, Vlad Jr. would be a guy I'd be looking for some of his rookie autos at a show just to see, can I get a deal on some of the top baseball guys, Bowman Chrome autos? Can I get a deal on them at a show? And then obviously some of the sleepers I've thrown out there. So looks like Merle agrees with hammering the value boxes. I say go value boxes, but don't spend too much time in them. Look for some PSA 10s of guys like Gary Trent Jr., Darius Garland, and make some deals. Donovan Mitchell, make some things happen. Because if you're going to show in February, I think the NBA, it's going to be a great time to sell NBA cards will be this upcoming February. I hope I'm right. Sam, thanks for the question. Let's keep it rolling. All right, next up is my guy, Fred Jensen. Fred actually read the book. He ordered it on Amazon, What to Do When You Find Your Old Sports Card Collection, and appreciate him doing that. If you want to order the book, go to nooffseason.com/book, and it'll take you right to the Amazon link. But anyway, Fred, thanks for the question. He says, does anyone have any thoughts on selling at the big auctions rather than on eBay or the like? The item is an autographed baseball, but I have cards too. Now, Fred shared a little bit more info with me on the actual baseball. I won't disclose that on the show because he didn't ask it publicly in the Facebook group. But I will say that I have not dealt with selling my memorabilia. I have some memorabilia, but it was just stuff that I had signed when I was a kid, and it's not really like collector ready so much as it is just kind of PC stuff. So I did a little bit of research, and basically here's based on what I did with my cards over the last 12 months essentially. I would take the same approach with memorabilia, and the approach that I would take would be to basically submit for a free appraisal at all of the large auction houses, just because I like to learn the process of all of that. So for example, like with cards, I went through how to sell on eBay, how to sell on Facebook Marketplace, how to sell on PWCC, how to do Star Stock, and I'm continuing to learn my slabs, right? So all these, I'm learning what it's like and what the ROI could be to sell on all these different marketplaces. And I would do the same thing, Fred, if I were you, on with your autographed baseball. with memorabilia. So one is Heritage. I've been familiar with Heritage auctions. They seem, very reputable, very legit, no issues with them. Free appraisals. Okay, so I would get a free appraisal from Heritage, and I would go at heritageauctions.com and just learn more about what that process looks like. Golden auctions, I would do the same thing. They do free appraisals. I will say I don't think that your item is a high enough caliber necessarily to get more money at Heritage or Golden than it would on eBay. And I don't know what the fees, I think the fees are actually higher at Golden than they are on eBay. There's one called Gray Flannel. They do free appraisals. There's one called Leland's. They do free appraisals. And there's one called Mile High. This is really more on sports cards, but they also do high grade sports rarities. And then there's one called SCP Auctions for memorabilia and cards. Then of course there's Sotheby's, which is like really high end stuff. I would actually they all do free appraisals. So I would go to all of their websites and I'd go through the process. I think it's a good learning experience because it sounds like you and your son or you and your family members might be wanting to do this more often. It's a fun hobby and you can make some money off of it, obviously, on the memorabilia side. I know you say you have cards as well, so we'd all like to know more about your cards so we can help you with that. But on the memorabilia baseball side of things, I would also plan on probably having eBay be the place where you end up selling it and probably making the most money, just because the fees, my guess, are going to be lower on eBay than they are at all of these auction houses. You may get more gross revenue at the auction houses, but have to pay a higher fee. I think you'd probably end up making more profit on eBay. But I will say this, I think you have to, if you really want to sell this ball and you don't want to keep it, I think you're going to have to actually go on Twitter and go on Instagram. And not only post pictures of the ball, that's going to be the easy part, but I think you're going to want to search for keywords on Twitter and on Instagram and follow and DM other specifically baseball memorabilia collectors and specifically people that are, I know you said St. Louis Cardinals. I will disclose that on the show. So St. Louis Cardinals fans, right? Of a certain age range, perhaps, based on the date of this ball. Find and connect with them, because the one thing that really got me into the sports card business is on the social media aspect of things. Everyone will tell you who they're a fan of and who they collect. And so you can use social media to your advantage, Twitter and Instagram specifically, to just connect peer to peer and ask if there's interest in the ball. That obviously takes more time, but I think you could actually make more money that way. And then another thing I think I emailed you about is Facebook groups. So I would obviously stay in our Facebook group, stay active in ours, of course, but join other sports memorabilia Facebook groups, post pictures of the ball, and try to gauge interest in the ball, that kind of thing. Luke Johnson did reply to your question saying pristine auctions. So thanks for your involvement there, Luke. Luke may reply as to why he thinks pristine auctions. It sounds like Luke actually has more experience than I do with any kind of memorabilia, auctioning off any kind of memorabilia. So thanks to Fred for the question, and thanks to Luke Johnson for that answer. All right, everybody, that's a wrap for this week. Thanks, as always, for tuning into the Sports Card Strategy Show. You can find us by going to sportscardstrategy.com, join the Facebook group, subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's where you can find the links to listen to the show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you want to start listening to us on those platforms, subscribe there, and we would love it. Don't forget to check out our new sports card investment report by going to nooffseason.com/invest. We are brought to you by marketmoversapp.com by Sports Card Investor. They help fund the show through our affiliate code. So we need you to sign up for the Market Movers app at marketmoversapp.com. We need you to use the promo code NOOFFSEASON, all lowercase, save 20% there, and you will not be sorry, because between our investment report at nooffseason.com/invest and between market movers, you will have the context and the data you need to become the best possible sports card investor, giving yourself the best chance to make money on this hobby. Everybody, I'm Paul Hickey with nooffseason.com. Thanks again for watching and listening, and have a great day.